YouTube takes on TikTok Shop with expanded Shopify partnership. As TikTok Shop gains traction, YouTube is expanding its partnership with Shopify to onboard more brands for its YouTube shopping affiliate program, the company announced on Tuesday. The expanded partnership means creators will get access to thousands of new brands to tag in their shopping videos, making a significant increase from the few hundred brands they currently have access to. As part of the expansion, all eligible Shopify Plus and Advanced merchants in the US can now sign up for the shopping affiliate program. The YouTube Shopping Affiliate Program gives creators a way to earn money through their videos while helping their audience find new products. For brands, it's another way to reach customers and increase sales. The expanded partnership will allow YouTube to be better poised to take on TikTok, which is reportedly aiming to grow its TikTok Shop US business tenfold to $17.5 billion this year. Although TikTok is newer to the US e-commerce space when compared to YouTube, the company has been onboarding merchants at a relatively fast pace, as TikTok reported in April that it had 500,000 merchants in the US on TikTok Shop by the end of 2023. And this article came from TechCrunch. So right away, the first question I have is, does it make sense to compare YouTube to TikTok?
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, YouTube has invited the comparison with moves like this and the YouTube Shorts. I don't think the audiences are really comparable.
There's a giant. I keep saying ish. So like, there's a whole bunch of similarities and there's a whole bunch of differences. Like, yes, it's like all video focused. Mm-hmm. Yes, like there are YouTube Shorts and there are TikToks, and yes, there's a giant base of children and young adult programming on YouTube, and yes, there's a giant base of child, young adult, and fun content on TikTok. So there's like a whole blend. YouTube does have a much older audience when it comes to like other things, like the TikTok. I think TikTok doesn't have the older demographics into there. Like I don't have TikTok. I know that like most of the 40 plus year olds I hang around with don't have TikTok, but they are heavily into YouTube. Yep. They find content on YouTube. They follow creators on YouTube. Obviously, a big difference be YouTube has a massive array of long form content that TikTok doesn't have.
I think that's the biggest difference.
That's the biggest difference.
Is YouTube, the long form YouTube on the long form content on YouTube's already really well established.
Yeah.
And YouTube Shorts have just really not exploded as a TikTok competitor. Like,
no, it's not. They're definitely not competitors that way. It's like it's kind of the same product, but not really, because the creators on YouTube are different than the creators on TikTok.
Yeah.
And the monetization is different on YouTube and TikTok. So
I think most people who visit YouTube are visiting YouTube to watch long form content. Yeah. I have no idea what the experience is if you want to watch YouTube Shorts in the same way that people consume TikTok videos.
Yeah, I don't do that. Like, I consume a lot of long form content on YouTube. There's all kinds of great things there. I'm normally never looking for something under 30 seconds. Like when's the last time you were looking for something under 30 seconds?
Never. Occasionally, I click on a YouTube Short if it catches my eye, because I was on the YouTube home screen looking for long form content.
Yeah. So like, I'm not making searches. TikTok is mostly discovery, and like YouTube does a good job with discovery, with like the populating like the next in line video, queuing videos and providing you with a feed and all of that. But it's still not the same as like, I'm not burning. I'm typically learning things on YouTube. Yeah. I don't view my time on YouTube as, where the heck did that hour go? I knew what I was signing up for when I started watching.
I mean, YouTube is usually like third monitor for me. Right?
Yeah,
so it's a lot of it's news, a lot of it's entertainment media, but it's like, I'm going to put this on over here while I'm in the code for a website.
Yes.
Which is good. I mean, do I think there's a market for this? I've bought merch from YouTube creators.
Yep.
I could see if this system is easy for YouTube creators to opt into and take advantage of, I could see it taking off on the platform side.
Yep.
By the sounds of it,
Well, think about how they do right now. They do it like, oh yeah, link in bio or link in the description, and now they won't have to do that in the description. It'll be an in-stream.
It's different though, and that's what I was about to get to. From the merchant perspective, I suspect this is going to be much easier to manage than going out and finding affiliate marketers, because it sounds like this is just an integration where you opt into it and now your products are available in this
thing where the creator will just go, oh yeah, I was wearing the blue duffel bag, or the shoe, or the piece of hardware, or the whatever, and it's just going to bring the tag into the content.
Where it's going to be less appealing for creators though is if it's controlled by this platform, you're going to have way less flexibility to broker your own deals with the merchant selling the products, right? Because the difference between this and like having an affiliate link in the description is that link in the description, a conversation had to happen for that link to get generated. Yes. If all of this just comes out of the integration, then the whole thing's going to become much more transactional, which I think is actually going to take a lot of power out of the hands of the content creators.
I would, if I was a smaller creator and I don't have the weight to go and say, hey, I'm going to go have a conversation with that brand because I'm a nobody, I'm just starting, it's going to give them a lot of power. But those medium-sized content creators and larger ones, obviously they're trying to monetize their user base. And that goes, they're going to try and broker sponsorship deals. They're going to try and broker sponsored segments and product promotion and all kinds of things that way.
Yep.
And then I don't know how this works in terms of maybe those deals will still take place, but the tracking is better. So now I don't have to use an affiliate link. Now they can just say, oh yeah, it came through this, the product sale that happened on Shopify originated from the sales channel. So like, okay, great. Now I can track the sales coming from that video a lot easier without having to rely on using a promo code or using a discount code.
Conceivably. But again, if it's got like a monetization model baked in already,
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's going to make it harder for you to use that to make the kind of money that YouTube creators can make off of
brand deals.
Yeah. That said, like you were saying, if you're a smaller creator, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to just jump into this system.
Or a smaller company that's producing like indie products, and you're just like, hey, here I am. I got to pay for a Shopify advanced subscription. That's not crazy. That's $2.99 a month, and here it is. And now you can go, put my hoodie on the person in the music video, or put my merch on.
Assuming it takes off.
Assuming it takes off.
It's one of those things where like the value is there if a bunch of really good creators start using it.
Yep.
I hope you get to see which videos your products are being featured on. We'll see how the algorithm takes over on. Will there be a benefit to the algorithm if you're featuring product through? Because YouTube's doing this not for the good of their heart. They're doing this in their. Oh yeah, they're going to make a commission on it. They're going to make something on it, right? So. I think this service offering lives or dies on its analytics. Yep. Because as the creator, you want to be capturing metrics on how successfully your videos are promoting these products so that you can then take those metrics and turn around and broker your own deals. Yep. And as the store, it's going to be really important to you where your products are being featured. Yeah. Because, there's a big reason why we do a lot more search ads than we do on the Google Display Network. There's a reason why stores are communicating with specific influencers and brokering brand deals. It's really important to companies where their products are displayed, and if they're just putting them out into a vacuum and not getting any data back, then I could see this offering being really unappealing. Yeah. Unless you have like if your product is just targeted at Gen Z and it's like a plastic widget that you're manufacturing in China and you've produced tens of thousands of them and you just need to get them in front of as many eyes as possible, then it makes all the sense in the world. I can see it for like the larger brands too. Like if you're Lego and there's like Lego content creators, it's like now the Lego person can like tag that saying, hey, go buy. You can go buy it. That's true. Because they don't care. Lego doesn't care if the person is going to buy it. Lego absolutely cares where their content is displayed. I'm saying if there are indie content creators that are building Lego, for example, and they're saying, hey, I got the new Harry Potter set or the Death Star or whatever. They have a stream, they have a channel, they're building a thing, we're doing their little minis, and they're now saying, hey, you can go and buy that same thing here. I think you're being optimistic about the best case scenario. Yes, that's good for Lego.
Yep.
But if they're just turning on this functionality on their online store, they don't actually know that the video that the product links are appearing on.
So I'm making the assumption that the analytics at least will do that. So we're there's got to be something there.
And I'm curious.
Okay.
This is a technology that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what the integration actually looks like, and it's being expanded right now to all of the advanced and plus stores, which is great. So like we'll be able to get to take a look at it at some point. We haven't been able to yet because none of the stores we work with have been in the smaller group that's using it. But I'm really curious if it's similar to. Like the obvious comparison to me is Google Display Network, where you have basically no control over where those ads appear.
Yeah, it's limited. Like you can blacklist stuff, and you can set a little bit, but it's still not great. It's more obscure because your ads can be positioned like great if you want to go and pay for ads using Google Search Partners. That ad is going to appear all over the place depending on your targeting. Where this is, it's like the targeting is way more refined. I'm going to say this person.
That's the point I'm making. We don't know that the targeting is more refined.
We don't. Yeah, you're right. We don't. We're not.
That's why I'm saying my assumption, until I get to look at this technology closer, is that it's going to be more similar to Display Network than to going out and brokering your own deals or like shop the because like if you look at the way they're framing it.
How do I get, as the content creator, how do I get permission to tag Lego's kit in my video?
So the expanded partnership means creators will get access to thousands of new brands to tag in their shopping videos.
So, there you go.
That doesn't tell you anything about who the creator is. That doesn't tell you anything about the rest of their video library. That doesn't tell you anything about what other products
brand safety, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
And so, great. Right. It sounds like the way this is implemented, it just makes your products taggable in YouTube videos. Yeah. And now you're hoping that those are being tagged by high-profile creators saying nice things about your product, and those links are coming back to your store. But since you can't control what the videos are, that's where I'm just comparing it to.
I completely, you can't get, so I agree. Yeah, you can't, there's limits on the other stuff, but again, you don't get to control.
Yeah.
You get to say, okay, this is 18 plus. This isn't family friendly. This is I'm selling a product that's car parts. I'm not going to put that in the kids section. I'm going to get a little bit of.
So like a perfect example, if you're Lego, and the person is a construction toys enthusiast doing a video showing off Lego toys and Bricklock toys and 6 different brands of knockoff Lego, that's not going to fall into a separate category.
No.
Than your products fall into.
Nope, that's going to be all in one.
But that is definitely not a video that you want associated with your brand as Lego. Yeah. And so that's where I see it as a dodgy marketing channel for any companies that are conscientious of their brand image and their brand safety. I go back to the example of, if you produce a mug that is blowing up with all the young influencers and you just need to get that in front of as many people as possible, and you don't have a carefully cultivated brand image, but you need to get as much awareness as possible as quickly as possible, I think that's probably a stronger audience for this feature than the really big brands that are like really careful in cultivating their image. In terms of like a strategy for using a feature like this, I think it's still going to be really tough because just being taggable in the app doesn't necessarily mean that content creators are going to.
You still need to work because they're not. Yeah, no one's doing it for the benefit of themselves.
Well, everyone's doing it for the benefit of themselves.
Oh, sorry, the benefit of you.
Yeah,
the benefit of you, right?
And great, they want to do it because they want to get paid. But if there's, like the article suggests, thousands of new taggable products entering the ecosystem, well, you have to make those influencers aware of your product in order for them to tag it in the first place. So I think there's potential here, but I think it's going to be a very complex tool for companies to start taking advantage of.
Yeah. And the strategy, the last question there is the strategy there is you need to cultivate a bunch of content creators that are producing content in circles that your customers operate in.
Yeah.
Period. And that even before this technology, you should be looking for those people. Those are like in the marketing world, those are key partnerships. It's like you are a revolving door of clients because you're an expert on X, rock climbing, fishing, pick a thing, and you operate in that circle. I want access to their network.
Yeah.
And if it's beneficial for both parties, then do it. So like this is just making that partnership a little bit easier, but you still need to make the partnership. I can't just count on, whatever, Lego builder XYZ to go and say, hey, I'm going to start tagging the stuff.
Yeah.
No, why would I do that?
I think it does depend on the industry a little too, because like you bring up the example of rock climbing, and I immediately go, okay, if I'm if I'm an established rock climbing equipment brand, I'm probably, and I'm completely speculating here, I'm probably less concerned about brand safety than Lego is.
Yeah.
Just due to the nature of the audience I'm selling to. It's not kids, it's not for families. Nope. It's a hobby for athletic action people. There's probably some safety concerns in terms of like, I don't want to be tagged in a video of someone using my
equipment properly.
Yeah. Although if they use the equipment improperly and it saves their life, then maybe I do.
Take the win.
Right? Like,
take the win. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, but that goes back down to like the due diligence and making sure that partnership's actually meaningful, and they're an extension of your brand. If they're advocating on your behalf, it's the exact same thing as word of mouth marketing, except it's not one-to-one, it's one-to-many. So if there's an influencer creating content or a content creator online saying like, here's why I like this and here's how to use it and here's all the thing, it's like, well, they're putting a part of their reputation on your brand saying, trust me because I'm a source of knowledge and this is why I trust X and Y. The rock climbing gear, the whatever. It's like, okay, great. Here's why I choose X over Y. And that I could use that for everything. I could use the golf clubs. I could use rock climbing, fishing, clothing, jewelry. You pick a thing, and that allows a person that is known in that space to do that. But it's still, the brand has to. There's no free lunch here. So the brand still has to do work to facilitate that. But now there are better tools hopefully available than here's my discount code or use discount code 2020 at checkout or something like that. It's the product's featured right there. It's clickable. And then assuming the analytics are good, should push right into the sale on Shopify with a trackable element saying, hey, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's one of those things, like, we say this about almost every technology that we touch on in this stream. If you see the technology and you immediately see an awesome use case for your business and a ton of things make sense to you, then there might be something there worth exploring.
Jump, yeah.
And if you take a look at the technology and you're trying to fit it into your business because it seems cool, but you don't know if it's for you, it's probably not the right tool for your business. Yeah. It's usually that simple.
What's the expression? If it's not hell yes, it's hell no?
Yeah.